when it comes to NASA, I don't think I'm the only person on a quest to figure out what NASA's hiding from us. I do. There's an acronym out there that says what NASA stands for in relation to them hiding from us. I just can't think of it right now. But anyway, this video here is Japan's moon sniper accidentally revealed what NASA was hiding. Let's check it out.
Japan's SLIM probe has made an unforgettable mark in history by successfully landing on the moon for the first time. This remarkable feat makes Japan the 5th nation to achieve such a milestone. However, amid all the celebration, a puzzling and shocking turn of events has suddenly emerged, capturing the world's attention. What shocking discovery has Japan's sniper mission uncovered? And what mysteries lay hidden beneath the surface of this lunar expedition? Join us as we reveal everything about Japan's moon sniper mission and the truth about what NASA was hiding. Japan's triumph and trial in space. On January 19, 2024, an incredible event took place in space exploration history. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency successfully landed its specially designed probe.
And I don't know why more people weren't excited about this. You know what I mean? Like people acted like this wasn't a big deal. This is a huge deal for whoever gets there and makes a successful completion of a successful mission or an attempt to land on the moon is successful. Like, that's a huge deal.
Known as SLIM on the surface of the moon. This remarkable achievement positioned Japan as only the 5th country in the world to accomplish such a feat.
Exactly.
The journey towards this milestone began nearly 2 decades earlier, in 2005, when the concept of constructing a small lunar landing experiment satellite was first proposed. By 2013, SLIM emerged as one of 7 priority missions for the International Space Station. Fast forward to April 2016, and SLIM became an official project under JAXA's umbrella, with Mitsubishi tasked with the spacecraft's construction. The primary objective behind SLIM's mission was to test innovative landing technology. Success would not only demonstrate Japan's capabilities, but also introduce a groundbreaking pinpoint landing technique, with profound implications for future space exploration endeavors. SLIM's voyage to the moon lasted approximately 4 months, beginning with its journey alongside the Gray Imaging and Spectroscopy mission. Upon separating from XRISM, SLIM altered its trajectory, positioning itself to enter lunar orbit. By December 25, 2023, SLIM elegantly entered lunar orbit, completing one of the most flawless moon landings ever recorded. The challenge of landing accurately on the moon has been a lasting difficulty for space missions. The idea of a smart lander equipped with cutting-edge technology emerged to tackle this issue head-on. Its goal is to execute a flawless moon landing, utilizing modern innovations. The outcome of this mission would determine if the space exploration community had discovered a reliable method for precisely landing on celestial bodies like the moon and beyond. Fortunately, on January 19th, a significant breakthrough occurred. The smart lander...
Can they ever have like something they pass down to say, okay, this is the step-by-step way to land on the moon? With I don't know, with space forever changing, nothing about space is constant, right? So is there going to be, you're always going to have to adjust or account for something that's either unexpected or something now new that's going on in space. So will there ever be a cookie cutter way to just land? I don't think so.
Successfully executed a pinpoint landing on its intended location. Yet, despite this achievement, a complication arose. The probe's solar panel, critical for powering its operations, ended up facing away from the sun due to the landing orientation. This unexpected twist left the lander without a means to recharge. In response, the ground team sprang into action, activating backup batteries and deploying 2 rovers to explore the lunar surface. Meanwhile, the lander's onboard multi-band spectroscopic camera captured valuable images, offering insights into the moon's terrain and composition. Through the data collected from this mission, scientists aim to unravel more mysteries of our celestial neighbor and pave the way for future lunar and planetary exploration. JAXA, Japan's space agency, felt confident that the lander had survived its landing without much damage. Thereafter, they decided to leave the probe on the moon's surface. However, they faced a waiting game. They needed to wait for the sun to shift its angle so that its rays could reach the solar panels effectively. To understand the waiting period better, it's essential to note that a day on the moon, known as a Luna day, lasts for 14 Earth days. Imagine spending 2 weeks under constant sunlight, followed by another 2 weeks of complete darkness. That's the lunar day-night cycle. Initially, JAXA had intended to operate the probe for a minimum of 2 weeks, leveraging the abundant solar power available. However, the unexpected crash landing changed their plans. Now, all they could do was bide their time until the lunar day ended. Once the lunar day concluded, the sun would position itself in such a way that its rays would directly hit the solar panels, providing the much-needed energy for the probe. This awaited moment marked the turning point for JAXA, allowing them to finally harness the sun's power to operate the probe effectively. Crash landing on the moon. The journey of the moon's sniper explorer was similar to navigating through a celestial obstacle course fraught with danger. As it ventured into the depths of space, it encountered cosmic debris showers, where tiny meteoroids bombarded its hull, testing the integrity of its outer shell. The onboard systems diligently worked to shield the delicate instruments and ensure the safety of the mission. Moreover, the vast expanse of space posed a challenge in itself. Navigating through the emptiness required precise calculations and adjustments to ensure the lander stayed on course. At times, it had to maneuver through gravitational abnormalities, where the gravitational pull of nearby celestial bodies tugged at its trajectory, threatening to throw it off course. As the lander approached the moon, anticipation and tension gripped the mission control center. Every procedure was examined, and every adjustment was made with bated breath. The final descent was the completion of months of detailed planning and intense preparation. However, despite the detailed planning, fate had other plans in store. The unexpected failure of one of the lander's engines during the landing sequence sent shockwaves through the control room. Frantic efforts were made to regain control, but the lander flowed out of control, hurtling towards the lunar surface at an alarming rate. The crash landing was a chaotic horror, with dust and debris billowing up around the lander as it tumbled down a crater slope. The impact rumbled through the lunar landscape, leaving the lander stranded and disoriented, its antennas askew, and solar cells damaged. In the face of adversity, the mission team rallied together, drawing upon their expertise and ingenuity to salvage the situation. Every available resource was mobilized to establish communication with the stranded lander and assess the extent of the damage. Despite the setbacks, the spirit of exploration burned bright within the mission team. They faced each challenge head-on, determined to uncover the mysteries of the moon and push the boundaries of human knowledge. And so, during the destruction and confusion, the saga of the Moon Sniper Explorer continued as proof of the indomitable spirit of exploration. They chose the latter option, opting to prioritize sending the landing data back to Earth first. It was a tense decision, made amidst the backdrop of the vast lunar expanse. The mission control room buzzed with anticipation as they awaited the transmission that would hopefully shed light on the mystery of the malfunctioning lander. As the data began to trickle in, scientists and engineers pored over the information, their eyes darting across screens filled with graphs and numbers. Each piece of data was like a puzzle piece, slowly revealing the picture of what had gone wrong and how they could fix it. The atmosphere was electric, with the energy of problem-solving minds determined to overcome the challenges that lay ahead. Meanwhile, high above the moon's surface, the lander sat silent, its solar panels outstretched like wings, waiting for the angle of the sun to change and breathe life back into its systems. It was a waiting game, with the team on Earth holding their breath, hoping for a miraculous revival. But the mission was not without its complexities. In addition to troubleshooting the lander, the team also had to contend with the deployment of 2 probes. One of these probes, affectionately dubbed the Relay Racer, was tasked with bridging the gap between the lander and Earth, ensuring that vital communication could be maintained. The other, a marvel of engineering, was the shape-shifting mini rover, designed to traverse the lunar landscape with agility and grace, capturing stunning images along the way. As the mission unfolded, the team encountered obstacles and setbacks, but they met each challenge with determination and imagination. From the depths of space, they demonstrated the power of human resilience and innovation, proving that even in the face of adversity, humanity's thirst for exploration knows no bounds. Japan's triumph.
I think you kind of got to be that way when you choose this as a profession, or this is what you want to do with your life, and you're set on trying to accomplish this task. You got, that's how it is. There's no turning back, there's no stopping. It's by any means necessary. We're gonna figure it out. No matter how many we crash or whatever, it's just on to the next one. We don't think about it too much. We learn from it though, but we don't really dwell on it. We move on and keep pushing forward. You gotta be like that.
And the modern lunar exploration conundrum. The approach undertaken by the Japanese team in this mission has revealed a breakthrough in lunar landings. Not only have they achieved incredibly precise landings on the moon, but they've also succeeded in executing a gentle touchdown, a feat that has posed challenges even for established agencies like NASA. During NASA's Apollo missions, landing precisely on target was a significant challenge. For instance, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin encountered complications while attempting to land the Apollo 11 Luna capsule. They faced severe communication issues with the base and were haunted by alarms indicating potential failures in the automatic landing systems. Armstrong had to assume manual control to guide the module, but despite his efforts, they ended up landing far from their intended location. In contrast, the fact that the Japanese mission landed on target is a remarkable achievement. Recent attempts to land on the moon have often failed, with probes crashing unexpectedly and ending up in unplanned locations. However, Japan's spacecraft executed a controlled descent, softening the impact sufficiently to allow for the deployment of rovers. This success demonstrates a significant advancement in lunar exploration techniques. Imagine if a rocket suddenly loses one of its engines while flying through space. In the worst-case scenario, it could fall to the ground and be destroyed in flames. In the best-case scenario, it might manage to make an emergency landing in a suitable spot nearby.
Hopefully.
However, in a remarkable turn of events, despite losing an important part, the rocket still managed to touch down exactly where intended. This achievement has improved Japan's status among the nations that have attempted to explore the moon. So far, only China has succeeded in landing a spacecraft on the moon in the 21st century. It's amazing to consider why modern moon missions seem to struggle with landings when half a century ago, NASA was successfully putting astronauts on the lunar surface.
That's why I keep saying things change. Things are forever changing in space. So what they were able to do and accomplish back then, kudos to them. But now things are different. So it's not as easy, but people use that to fuel their conspiracies or behind them saying that we never went to the moon. I can't get behind that.
Many doubters have considered this question, and some experts in the scientific community have put forward reasonable explanations. One significant factor could be the context of the time, the era of the space race between the United States and Russia. During this period, both nations were fiercely competing to demonstrate their superiority, and space exploration became the battleground for this rivalry. NASA, with full support from the US government, invested significant resources to develop top-notch lunar capsules, rovers, and landers. This collective effort aimed to push the boundaries of space exploration. Surprisingly, the current era lacks any space-based conflicts. Nations venturing to the moon do so driven by either sheer interest or a desire to etch their mark in the annals of space history.
Yep.
Today's space probes and vessels are engineered with cost-saving measures in mind, often utilizing materials that might not meet the highest standards. Furthermore, an important trend is the involvement of private companies in constructing most lunar landers. However, an unfortunate reality emerges from the data. Privately built landers have a perfect record of failure on the lunar surface. Illustrating this point vividly is the Japanese lander, reliant on ice-based technology, which tragically met its end with a crash landing on the moon in 2023. This incident serves as a touching reminder of the challenges and risks inherent in lunar exploration efforts. The curious case of Slim's mysterious landing. The moon itself poses crucial challenges for spacecraft and rovers, like landers and probes. Communication on the moon becomes difficult due to its interference with radio signals. This interference, caused by the moon's large size and reflective surface, often leads to probes landing in incorrect locations. Moreover, the absence of an atmosphere on the moon means that traditional parachute landings are impossible. Instead, successful landings rely solely on the spacecraft's engines for control and guidance. Pilots or controllers must navigate these communication difficulties while working the probe to its planned landing spot. However, if the probe is too heavy, the risk of a crash upon landing becomes unavoidable. Notably, China's Chang'e 3 mission in 2013 marked the first successful soft landing on the moon since Russia's Luna 24 in 1976. Many other attempted landings, including those by Russia, have failed. Given the recurring challenges with moon landings, a solution was urgently needed. Fortunately, Japan stepped in with a groundbreaking guidance system. It's worth noting that the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency has a strong history of collaboration with NASA. Therefore, the introduction of Japan's new guidance system promises to be a valuable asset for future NASA missions, helping to overcome the difficulties associated with lunar landings. The EMU's program, slated to host the next human mission to the moon following the historic Apollo missions, promises to showcase revolutionary technology. However, a puzzling incident occurred with the probe named Slim during its lunar descent, leaving experts at JSA scratching their heads. Slim, meticulously crafted to touch down upright on its designated spot, instead ended up awkwardly face down. Speculation suggests an external force might be to blame for this unexpected outcome.
Just don't know.
Unless this lunar riddle is unraveled, the success of future NASA missions remains uncertain. What exactly transpired with Slim on the moon remains a tantalizing secret. This JAXA probe was engineered with precision, featuring specialized legs equipped with crumple zones to ensure a gentle touchdown, even at higher velocities. Its target landing zone was a sloping area within the Sholay crater, known for its impact terrain. Slim executed its descent flawlessly, hitting the designated coordinates at 25.2 4,889 east and 13.3 1,549 south on the crater's slope. Yet, despite the careful planning and detailed engineering, the mystery of Slim's curious landing endures, casting a veil of anxiety over future lunar efforts. With a modest mass of only 55 metric tons.
See, and that's another thing we don't take into account of why it takes so long, because they be trying to make sure that they've covered all bases. Like, when we send this out there, have we, because once it's out there and gone, it's gone, and then it crashes, and then you got to start all over. So they be trying to make sure they've covered all the bases. They've thought about different things, everything that they can possibly think of to go wrong, they try to address. So
this spacecraft deliberately aimed for this particular location to bask in considerable sunlight. Its designers ensured it could soak up as much sunlight as possible. They crafted the rear legs shorter than the front ones to cope with the slope of the chosen spot. To make its landing as gentle as a whisper, the engineers at JAXA organized a graceful flip at a precise 45-degree angle, just moments before touchdown. This procedure was to ensure a soft landing, no matter how heavy the craft was. What's more, this marvel of engineering boasted not one, but two robust Mitsubishi engines and a dozen Attitude control thrusters. Typically, lunar probes require multiple engines to ensure a smooth touchdown. These thrusters weren't just for show. They played a crucial role in slowing down the craft's descent, ensuring a safe and controlled landing. The mysterious crash of Slim and the alien conspiracy. In Slim's case, the landing was supposed to happen in two distinct stages. Initially, the spacecraft's landing thrusters, along with a smaller thruster, would activate to tilt the craft sideways. Then, the 5 crushable aluminum lattice landing legs would engage, providing a soft cushion for the final landing. Essentially, Slim was equipped with all the necessary mechanisms for a smooth touchdown. However, the unfortunate outcome was that it ended up landing on its nose, and the reason remains a mystery. One unsettling possibility is that extraterrestrial beings might be behind it.
I was waiting on this. I was waiting on this one to come up as a possible reason as to why they keep crashing.
JAXA, the space agency involved, acknowledged that one of Slim's engines malfunctioned right before it touched down on the lunar surface. According to their investigation, the cause seems to be an external factor. In simpler terms, something interfered with the engines, leading to the probe's crash landing. What could be on the moon that affected Slim's engine? Could this same external force be responsible for the failures of other lunar missions?
Could be.
Certain conspiracy theorists, who have long speculated about the existence of aliens on the moon, suggest that these beings are to blame. They propose that these extraterrestrial entities deliberately tampered with Slim's engine, just as they might have interfered with previous lunar missions. However, all of this is merely guessing based on the unknown surrounding the event. The facts remain a mystery. Right now, all Jackson is aware of is that Slim's solar panels are facing westward. There isn't much that can be achieved for the probe at the moment, unless, of course, the sunlight falls upon it once more. The only way JAXA can truly understand what happened is if they obtain satellite images, perhaps from a spacecraft like NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. Nevertheless, compared to most moon landings of the 21st century, the Slim mission can be considered a success. One notable aspect is the remarkable precision achieved during this mission, which has earned it a high ranking among lunar landings that came before it. In previous missions, landing sites were marked in kilometers, and many missed the target by significant margins. However, for this mission, JAXA measured the landing site in meters, and Slim landed remarkably close, deviating by only 50 meters. Despite the challenges, Slim managed to deploy 2 experimental rovers and utilize onboard scientific equipment before its battery was weakened. This underscores the significance of the mission's achievements, even in the face of uncertainties. The 2 lunar rovers, known as Lunar Excursion Vehicles or LEVs, each possess distinct characteristics. LEV-1 resembles a frog and moves by hopping, while LEV-2 is a small ball that can transform into a wheeled camera and moves in a wagging motion, reminiscent of sea turtles on a beach. Despite their differences, both rovers have their unique charm. LEV-1 successfully established communication with ground stations and received a test radio wave from its counterpart. However, JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, has yet to receive any images from LEV-1. On the other hand, LEV-2 managed to capture an image of the lunar landscape, revealing an unexpected orientation of its thrusters, pointing upwards instead of downwards, as intended. Currently, both rovers are in standby mode, patiently waiting for the return of sunlight to energize their operations. According to our estimations, the lunar day is expected to conclude around January 31st, signaling the resumption of activity for LEV-1 and LEV-2. Their readiness to explore the lunar surface once more adds to the anticipation of what discoveries lie ahead. Japan's billion-dollar mission to the dark side of the moon. This tiny spacecraft cost a whopping 88.8 billion yen.
I was hoping, now I don't know what that breaks down into yen, but I was hoping they ain't put the cost on this, because people take that and run wild with it and get upset and different things like that, and it's you can't please everybody, bro. This stuff does cost an astronomical amount of money to do. You know, each mission is, fam, absolutely. I get it, why you're mad, you know? But at the same time, man, we still need to continue to try to discover things in space, man. These missions are super, super helpful, bro. And one day could possibly, I don't know, save our lives.
Or $120 million to make. Altogether, it weighed 200 kilograms initially, but once it was fully fueled up, it tipped the scales at 700 kilograms. The fuel was crucial for powering the thrusters during the landing. Alongside this spacecraft were two other vital components of the mission, the LE-1 and LEV-2 rovers. They posed significant challenges both in terms of finances and technology. The LEV-2, for instance, was given the name Soru due to its complexity. This little rover, weighing just 0.25 kilograms, was a collaborative effort between JAXA, Sony, Tomy, and Doshisha University. It holds the record for being the smallest and lightest rover ever made, roughly the size of a baseball. Soru's design combined elements of toy technology, sensor robotics, and JAXA's space expertise. It was meant to operate autonomously and adapt to the lunar environment. Speaking about the project, the press heard from Shinichiro Sakai, the project manager, who said, "We've shown that we can land wherever we want, not just where we're able to. This will encourage more Japanese expeditions to attempt landings in unexplored lunar regions. Undoubtedly, this marks a significant achievement for Japan's space agency. With this new technology, it's possible that space agencies could eventually send probes, rovers, or even astronauts to the far side of the moon. The mysterious side of the moon, often referred to as the dark side of the moon, has been shrouded in disagreement and conspiracy for years. Assumptions and conspiracy theories about possible alien presence in this mysterious region have flourished over time. Strange structures and unusual patterns scattered across the area, coupled with unique radio interference and mysterious crashes during lunar missions, have only added fuel to these speculations. At one point, there were extraordinary claims suggesting that NASA had secretly sent astronauts to explore the far side of the moon, only for them to stumble upon a crashed alien spacecraft. Rumors even circulated about the retrieval of extraterrestrial bodies, supposedly stored by NASA for examination. However, NASA has boldly denied such accusations, asserting that their last known mission to the moon's surface was Apollo 17. Despite these controversies, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency has been steadily gaining importance as a valued partner for both NASA and the European Space Agency. JAXA's contributions have extended to various endeavors, including significant assistance in constructing modules for the Gateway Luna Station, a lunar outpost project. Amidst these collaborative efforts, JAXA has been busy developing its ambitious missions, with plans to explore Mars soon. One such upcoming mission is the SLIM landing, marking just the beginning of JAXA's ventures beyond Earth's orbit. With a growing presence on the world stage and a slate of ambitious projects in the pipeline, JAXA is poised to make significant strides in space exploration in the years to come. Mars, moons, and mysteries of space exploration. In 2024, there's an exciting space mission on the horizon, a spacecraft bound for the Martian moons, Deimos and Phobos. This high-tech probe is set to embark on its journey sometime during the year. Its primary goal is to gather crucial samples and data from these enigmatic moons. To make this mission a reality, the Japanese Space Agency, JAXA, will employ its powerful H-3 launch vehicle. This impressive rocket operates in two stages, fueled by a combination of liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. The first stage boasts 3 robust engines, while the second stage relies on a single engine to propel the craft further into space. However, the road to success hasn't been entirely smooth for the H-3 rocket. Its maiden launch on March 2023 initially showed promise, but encountered a setback when the second stage ignition failed to engage as planned. This unexpected glitch resulted in the test launch being deemed a failure, highlighting the challenges of space exploration. Undeterred by this setback, JAXA is gearing up for its next attempt, tentatively scheduled for February 2024. With lessons learned from past trials, anticipation is high for the upcoming mission, promising discoveries and advancements in our understanding of the Martian moons. However, there's something even bigger than the H-3 rocket in the works right now, and it's destined for Mars. It's called New Glenn. New Glenn isn't just big, it's colossal. A towering behemoth reaching a massive 98 meters into the sky. This mammoth rocket is fueled by 7 engines on its first stage and 2 more on the second. With this powerhouse setup, New Glenn can lift nearly 50 tons of payload into Earth's orbit. Imagine the anticipation as we await the inaugural flight of New Glenn, scheduled for sometime around August 2024. Its mission is to carry NASA's Escapade Mars mission into the vast expanse of space. It's a bold move by NASA, considering New Glenn hasn't been extensively tested with such a hefty cargo before. But that's the thrill of space exploration. It's always pushing boundaries and breaking new ground. And it's not just NASA making waves. Japan is making its mark with cutting-edge landing technology, while NASA continues to impress with its top-notch probes and launches. The future of space exploration is indeed bright, teeming with exciting missions and discoveries waiting to unfold.
That's why we got to continue to work together, man. We're going to make so much progress that way, bro. Just imagine what we'll be able to do in 2030 or 2040 or 2050. Imagine what we'll be seeing then.
But amidst all this excitement, a question lingers. Did Japan send a probe to the moon solely to advance planetary landing technology? Or is there more to the story? It's a tantalizing mystery, one that adds another layer of interest to the ever-evolving saga of space exploration. One big reason why the Japanese might have sent Slim to the moon is to check out space-based solar power. On January 11th, the United States Space Agency released a study about this idea. They're thinking about putting solar power collectors on a spacecraft in Earth's orbit. Then, they'd send that power down to Earth using microwaves. The aim is to make a clean energy source. Although they're not sure yet how much it will cost to make and launch these systems, many experts think it's worth looking into. If it works, it could help not only the United States, but also any other country that decides to use it. The new frontier of space exploration. These space endeavors are not just about planting flags on distant celestial bodies. They represent a new frontier in human exploration and technological prowess. The race to the moon is also a race for resources, scientific discoveries, and strategic positioning. For example, lunar missions offer the potential for mining rare minerals and helium-3, a value.
And don't let that go over your head. That's what I think it's all about. Even for our planet, resources. You want to go in depth about the aliens? I think they're here for resources. What's our rush to get to all these other planets? Resources. I just can't see any other way.
Valuable isotope for future fusion energy technologies. Additionally, understanding the moon's geology and environment could provide insights into Earth's history and evolution. Moreover, the competition extends beyond the scientific realm into the world of international importance and soft power. Successful moon landings not only showcase a nation's technological capabilities, but also serve as symbols of national pride and ambition. They are similar to the modern-day equivalents of the great exploratory voyages of the past, capturing the imagination of people worldwide and inspiring future generations of scientists, engineers, and explorers. In this context, each successful mission represents a triumph of human imagination over the challenges of space travel. From navigating the vast distances of the universe to engineering solutions for surviving in harsh extraterrestrial environments. These endeavors require collaboration across disciplines and borders, involving scientists, engineers, astronauts, and policymakers from around the globe. Furthermore, the space race is not just a competition between nations, but also between public and private entities. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others are driving innovation in space exploration, challenging traditional government-led approaches and opening up new possibilities for commercial ventures in space.
Yeah, anytime Elon Musk gets quiet, it makes me nervous. I don't know what they're working on over there.
In summary, the race to the moon is about more than just reaching a distant celestial body.
Yep.
It's about pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and capability forging new frontiers in exploration and shaping the future of humanity's relationship with the universe. The quest for limitless solar energy. To reach the goal of net zero greenhouse gas emissions before the deadline, imagine capturing sunlight from space instead of Earth. It's a whole new ballgame up there, with hardly any atmosphere to filter the sunlight. That means you're getting the purest, most potent form of solar energy imaginable. They could gather this pristine energy and beam it down to even the most remote corners of the globe without needing wires. It's a tantalizing idea, one that has caught the attention of space agencies like NASA and JAXA. They're all diving into research and development to make this dream a reality. Japan's slim solar technology has already provided a wealth of valuable data for these efforts. Now, it's just a matter of NASA or another organization building upon Japan's work to create the ultimate solar energy collector. However, not everyone is on board with this concept. Some doubters worry about the safety of beaming such intense energy down to Earth. Plus, there's a big price tag to consider. Some experts estimate that this space-based system could produce power at 61 cents per kilowatt hour, compared to just 2 to 5 cents per kilowatt hour for traditional solar plants. That's quite a difference and raises valid concerns about affordability. Amidst the backdrop of a starry sky, the question looms: will this audacious venture propel humanity to new heights, or just fade into the annals of history as another misstep in the universe? The excitement surrounding space exploration has ignited fervor reminiscent of the bygone days of the space race, with nations shoving for a position in the race to conquer the final frontier. In this era of renewed cosmic ambition, JAXA's recent triumph in landing on the lunar surface is nothing short of awe-inspiring. The lunar terrain, once the exclusive domain of a select few, now beckons to a new generation of intrepid explorers, eager to solve its mysteries and uncover its secrets. In a revealing statement, JAXA unveils the detailed preparations underway for the recovery of the lunar rover, SLIM. These preparations, shrouded in an aura of anticipation, hint at a wealth of scientific and technical discoveries waiting to be unearthed. From high-resolution spectroscopic observations to the detailed analysis of lunar soil samples, every detail is meticulously planned, promising a treasure trove of knowledge that could revolutionize our understanding of the universe. Yet, amidst the excitement, a sense of anticipation hangs in the air as SLIM patiently awaits the return of the sun's life-giving rays to power its instruments once more. The prospect of SLIM's renewed data collection holds the promise of groundbreaking discoveries and scientific breakthroughs that could shape the course of humanity's journey into the stars. As the world holds its breath in anticipation, the global space community stands united in celebration of this monumental achievement, proof of the invincible spirit of exploration and the boundless potential of human ingenuity. And so, as SLIM's cosmic journey continues to unfold, the world watches with bated breath, eager to witness the next chapter in humanity's quest to unlock the mysteries of the universe.